Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel startcrash. This is Ryan and today in our Adobe Photoshop tutorial series, we are going to learn about the crop tools in detail. If you have watched our previous video, then you came to know that in this series' third episode we did a quick overview on the selection tools. And if you haven't watched our previous video of this series, then you can watch them just by clicking on the I button on the top right corner. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, then subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to receive the notification of every upcoming video. As you already know today's topic, which is crop tool. So let's quickly start today's video. As of our previous videos, I have taken this image. I have already shared with you about the images which I will be using in this series. This image is also downloaded from Pexels. I think everyone uses crop tools in Basic even while you edit your images using any software in your mobile phones. You can easily find crop tools. Crop tools help us to cut out the unwanted portion from our images and helps us to focus on the major object in an image. But today there is one more topic added with it, which is slice tools. If you look in the third column of the toolbar section, then you can find two tools of this category. As of other tools, even crop and slice tools are hidden below them. Let's have a quick overview of all the tools of this category. If you click over this crop tool, then you can see it has a perspective crop tool, slice tool and slice selection tool. But if you move towards the next, then you can see it has no hidden tools. Yeah, that's right. And this second tool is a frame tool. Now select the crop tool. As soon as you select a crop tool, a frame-like object can be seen on the outline of an image. Now if you drag and move these frames, then you can see how easily you can crop the images. Here in this image you can see a single object, which is a cup of tea or coffee. We just focused on this and cropped other parts from all the directions. As once you finish adjusting your frames, then you can click on the right button at the top bar. Now you can see how easily we cut out the other area. If you have a look towards the top bar starting from left, then you can see the properties panel. Here we have different functions of this crop tool. If you click in this option, then here you can find different preset values used for cropping. As I choose any presets, you can see the value changes in these boxes. You can see for inches width, 6 inches is height and 300 pixels per inch as values. To use this present, you can simply click over the image. In this image you can see it selected this region and cropped out the other areas. Next, we have a ratio option. In this, we can see different aspect sizes to crop out any images. If you don't know the exact proportion which you want to cut out, then you can easily choose the ratio option, which gives you free size so you can cut with any ratio. You can use this all. But if you want to use some standard size to cut out any image, then you can use the original ratio as preset. Actually, I prefer this because it helps us to save the original aspect ratio of the image. You can see here the crop tool uses the same aspect ratio as of the original image. If you use something like a square or other aspect ratio to cut out, then it may look somehow dull or altered. Here you can see I applied square ratio, and you can see it doesn't look as nice as previous images. But let me show you how it looks like when you use original ratio. These are also some of the preset values. If I choose 1 by 1, then you can see we selected a square part with the aspect ratio of 1 by 1. You can see it cut out the image in square shape. Using this same aspect ratio, you can increase or decrease the area which you can cut out. This aspect ratio is very perfect for Instagram pictures. If you don't know, then let me tell you, Instagram only supports to ratios that is 1 by 1 and 16 by 9. Here in the top you have a clear option which helps to clear the selected values or presets. Similarly, you can use other values according to your need. But if you are someone who needs a fixed resolution, like you want to have your own preset value, then you can see the option of new crop preset. You can use your own size to crop an image. Here you need to write your name on the preset. Now the next one we have is the straighten feature. This feature helps us to make an image straight according to our content in the images. Let's switch to another image here. You can see the stadium here, and if you focus over this banners or paints over here, then you can see it is not straight. So select this straighten tool and use these banners as your reference and drag a line by left clicking on your mouse and dragging over it. You can see how our reference line becomes straight by rotating and cropping this original image. Then you have the option to increase or decrease the sides from all the positions, and you can see while rotating this image it has cropped out some portion from the original image. So either by clicking enter or by tapping this right button you can finish your work. Next we have some grids feature to use this crop tool. The first one you can see is the rule of thirds. So select rule of thirds. Now we need to select the area in the canvas. So you can see this consists of 3 rows and 3 columns. Even if you increase or decrease the crop selection, then also only the size of grids will change, not the number of grids. Many photographers use this grid to make their picture more attractive. If you see these intersection points here, these are the focus points in the images. If you want to make any object more focused, then you can place them in either of 4 points. Here you can see I have placed players in this intersection. The next one we have in the option is grid. Let's select some area using this. Here you can see it has many grids. If you increase or decrease the area, then the number of grids will increase. Similarly, we have diagonal, triangle, golden ratio, and spiral. You can use this tool also, as above mentioned too, but trust me, you will rarely use these 3 or 4 tools. Next, we have a setting option. For this tool, you can see some options which you can easily figure out on your own. But if you see these last 2 features like delete cropped pixels and content aware, then these 2 looks like simple, but they have some great features which can help a lot. If you check this delete cropped pixels, then every time you crop out some portion, this will delete the areas. Here you can see. But if you have done the same without checking that feature, then the cropped areas are always saved for some future use. Now I cropped this image without using delete cropped pixels, and even after finalizing our work you can see the cropped out areas are still there. So this helps us if we want to change the cropped parts. As you all know, that crop tool is used to cut out the area from the images, but you even add some area or increase the area of the canvas using this. Here we have added some area in the upper part of the image, but we all can see that the area is blank. So to fill up those areas, we can use the content aware option. Here again I did the same thing, but the only thing changed was the content aware option. In this, it fills the increased area of the canvas using similar content in the image. But what if the image wasn't this neat and clean? Let's see that to using our next image. So again I increased the upper portion of this canvas, and you can see it replicated the same content which was below the extended area. So this all was about the properties of this crop tool. Now we will move towards the next crop tool, which is perspective crop tool. So this tool is nested below our crop tool. So this tool is some kinda different and has a major role than a normal crop tool. Perspective tool crops out the image in perspective and flattens the image. Before starting with this tool, we need to open one more image. So this is an image of a book. Here if you see the book, then it's not completely straight or flattened. I will select this book cover. Let's start with this. You can select this book cover by using the drag and drop and fixing the selection using edges. You can even use these corner points to select them. As I finish the selection, you can finish your work using enter or the right option on the top bar. This is basically what perspective crop tool does to the images. It helps to flatten the images, which are in perspective. So if we go for the option of perspective tools, then you can see it has a width and height option. If I put the values here, 12:0 by 12:0, and select some area, then you can see the selected area is cropped and flattened with the given dimensions of width and height. Next we have the option of resolution. Whatever the selected area is flattened, it will be of 300 pixels per inch, but for that you need to enter the width and height in inches just like I did here. Here you can see a front image option. If you click this, then you can see it sets some values over this dimension box. So it's a kind of preset which is used to put the value of the current dimension of the images. So these values are the real dimensions of this image. Next we have a clear option. We can clear all these values in just one touch by tapping over this option. The next one is the show grid option, which shows the grid in the selected area. If you don't want the grid while selecting, then you can simply uncheck this box, and the grid will be removed. This is it about the perspective tool. So if you look for the next tool, which is nested below the crop tool, then you can see the slice tool. This tool is used to slice an image and export that image separately. Let me create a slice over this image. Here, if you see properly, then you can see a blue color slice image. But there are even more slice images if you watch them closely. So the slice which you create will be of blue color, while the auto-generated slice will be gray. Here you can see for auto-generated slices, apart from the manual slice, if you look over the edges of each slice, then you can find out there are some numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If you look for more options over the top bar, then you can find styles options. Here you have 3 styles. They are normal, fixed aspect ratio, and fixed size. Select fixed aspect ratio. Now you can choose any values for dimensions ratio in these boxes. But don't confuse these values with dimensions, because these are ratios, not the actual dimensions. Here I have a width by height ratio, as for by 2. So when I try to create a slice, it will always be of the 4:2 ratio. If you go for the last option, which is fixed size, now you can put the actual dimensions of the slice in pixels. I have entered the fixed size value of width as 4000 pixels and height is 2000 pixels. As I simply click here, you can see it created a slice which is of 4000 pixels in width and 2000 pixels in height. The next option right after this is slices from guides. Here you can see we cannot choose this option now to use it. So go to the view option, and if you slowly move down, then you can find an option of rulers. You can see the rulers in both horizontal and vertical ways. I drag some ruler guides from the horizontal and some from the vertical. Now you can see you can use the slices from guides option. If I choose this, then you can see it makes slices from the guides. So the next thing we have is we can even make these slices the other way. Let's learn that too. Let me undo this first. Using shortcut Ctrl+Z. If you right click over any point in this image, then you can see you get some options. You can find one as divide slices. If I choose this, then you can see some windows pop up like this. You got to options here. Either you want to divide the image horizontally or vertically. Let's check this box. Here I choose for slices horizontally. And don't make any changes to pixels per slice, because it automatically divides the slices into equal pixels. You can see the preview of the slices over these images. If you can't see the preview of the slices, then you can watch them after clicking the preview option. Next, I divided the images vertically into 4 slices. As you can see, here you can see the images are divided into 4 horizontal and 4 vertical slices as per given pixels. Similarly, if you have any definite pixels, then you can also divide them using pixels option. Let's go the same way. So previously we chose a number of slices vertically or horizontally, but this time we are going to use pixels as our major factor. So this will make the number of slices as per the pixels. This image is of 3333 pixels horizontally. If I choose the pixels per size as 1111, then it will automatically make them into 3 slices. It is similar with the vertical option too. Here the image was of 4000 pixels vertically, and if I make 1666 pixels per slice, then it cuts out 3 slices of 1666 pixels. Now you can see the number of slices here. Each slice here is of 1111 pixels horizontally and 1666 pixels vertically. Moving further, let's see how slices work with layers. Here you can see we have 2 different layers. If I choose any one of the layers and go to layers option, then you can find an option somewhere in the middle named new layer base slice. I select this and you can see it make a slice over this selected layer. Similarly, we can do this for another layer too. The last and the most important thing of this slice tool is to export the slice area separately. So I slice some areas manually. So to export this area, go to File. There you will find the export option. Then Save for Web. You will see a preview of your slice. Before saving your image, don't forget to put the preset to JPEG format. You can see the Save option below. Click over that. Now you can save your image with your desired file name. keep the format as images only, and select slices as all user slices. Then click the Save option, and you are done with exporting too. And if you want to save any other slice, then your custom one, then you can save that too. Let me first zoom out this image. Now you can select the slice which you want to export by clicking the slice. As I selected the top slice, I can export this by choosing the slice option as selected slices. If you want to select any auto-generated slice, as well as your manual slice, then you can choose both of them by pressing the Shift. You can export these slices just as the previous one. If you want to export all the slices, then you can choose All Slices option, and you will get all the slices separately. Moving to the next tool we have is Slice Select tool. Basically, this tool helps us to use the Slice tool in different ways. It is a support tool for the Slice tool. I have one manual slice here in this image. I selected this manual slice, and using this tool I can transform this slice in free shapes. But we can transform this using the fixed aspect ratio. By holding the Shift key, you can move this slice by selecting it and dragging. But we cannot move or transform the auto-generated slice. This only works for manual slices. If you want to move your slice vertically or horizontally, then you can do that by holding the Shift key. We can create a duplicate of this manual slice by pressing the Alt key and dragging the slice. You can even delete the manual slices by selecting the slice and clicking the Delete or Backspace in the keyboard. If you see the Options panel, then you can see a few options here. You can also see a Promote option here. Using this, we can even convert the auto-generated slice tool to a manual slice tool. To do the same, we need to select the auto-generated slice and click on the Promote option. Here you can see that the icon here in this slice turned into blue, which indicates it is a manual layer, and you can move this freely. Moving to the next option we have is Divide. Using this, we can divide a selected slice into further slices. To do so, we need to select the slice. You can select both manual as well as auto-generated slices. So here you can put the desired number of slices vertically and horizontally. After doing this, all you can see, the selected slice is further divided. If you look towards the next option, after Divide, then you can see some alignments. Here I have to manual slices. You need to select both the slices by holding the Shift key. Now I can align these two slices into different ways. They are horizontally and vertically. The first four alignments are used to align horizontally, whereas the last four are for vertical. If I select this alignment, then it aligns on the basis of left edges. The second one is the center alignment, which helps us to align on the basis of center. The third one is the right alignment. This helps us to align on the basis of right edges. If you want to align vertically, then the first alignment is the top alignment. This alignment is useful to align the slices on the basis of top edges. The second one is Align Vertical Center. This aligns the slices vertically on the basis of the center. Now the last one we have is Bottom Alignments. This helps us to align on the basis of bottom edges. Next, you can see the Detail option, where you can find more alignments. And the last option in this option bar is Hide Auto Slices. Here, if you see, we have for auto-generated slices. So if you want to hide these slices, then you can click over this option on the top bar. Here you can see that the auto-generated slices are now hidden. Similarly, you can unhide them by clicking on the same option. Now we are left with the last tool of the crop tools, and that is the Frame tool. Here you can find the Frame tool beside the Crop tool. Using this Frame tool, you can simply drag any free size frame. As soon as you draw a frame over here, you can see a layer is generated over the Layers panel. You can see the frame is blank with the white color in it. Let's just fill the blank portion with the image. I have few images here. Let me select the one with the coffee beans. Now let's move this to our working file. You just need to unlock the layer and drag the image and move it to our working file. You can see one more new layer is created in the Layers panel, which is of the coffee beans. We can move this layer to frame in two ways. We can simply drag this image and drop it into the frame. And the next one is we can also drag the layers of coffee beans into the frame layer. Both ways you can see the result as the same. Currently, I have selected the frame layer in the Layers panel. And in the Canvas section you can see the frame layer is covered with blue margin, which means both the image and the frame layer is selected. You can even transform them. You can use the shortcut key as Ctrl+T, or you can find the free transfer option in the Edit menu. If you double tap over the image in the Frame tool, then you can find. Now it has only selected the image. As you have selected the image, you can freely transform it. If you want to move the frame, then you can click and drag them easily. You can also move the image out from the Frame tool. You can also see the next frame here in the top bar, which is in quadrilateral shape. All the functions and tools are the same with the ellipse shape. I choose the ellipse shape because we are using the circular objects like cups in the image. So this was the end of the video. I hope everyone is able to go through me in this video. I will be uploading more similar stuff in future. So thank you for watching our video. And if you want to learn Photoshop, then you can simply check the Photoshop tutorial series by Ryan in our channel Start Crash. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, then subscribe our channel Start Crash. And don't forget to hit the bell icon.